With so many students problem in writing and summarizing a long sentence, Hemingway is an answer that she smart enough to be a solution in making it easier for students to make a sentence to make a simple and not spend a lot of time. Hemingway is one of the most popular writing application. This application does provide correction for writing in English, but what made Hemingway popular is help to improve his writing so that it's easier to read. There are many measurement classes at Hemingway. Each one has a different color. For easy recognition, when we hover over the place, suggestion for improvement will appear. In principle, Hemingway is almost the same as the readability test tool because it can measure the complexity of an article. But the difference is Hemingway did not count the number of syllables for word and analyze it to the use of complex words. Hemingway will provide marker with various colors to mark sentences that are two and long. The use of adverbs or passive sentence that we make in writing for writers who are not good and streamlining written content. Hemingway can be a solution to make writing more concise and comfortable to read. Therefore, Hemingway is an alternative for students to make it easier for students to examine each sentence and summarize the sentence that, that are made properly and correctly. Hemingway can be a solution for students who need help in writing or spelling good and correct sentence.
Okay, the first, future over 5. There are two modes within the Hemingway's application, reading and altering. You'll be which between them asking a flip on the sidebar. Its mode is quick and responsive, as hanging from one mode to the other. The second, rating mode. The composing model is planned to be beyond pretentious with a minimalist interface. Design buttons along the bed permit you to form your content strong and italic. Set your headings include a block quote or a list, as well as make you joins there are no page break or nitty-gritty organizing alternative to form print formats. This application is generalist, almost composing and composing only. And then a 3, editing mode. The composing demonstrators is arranged to be simple with a moderate inference. Planing buttons along the bit allow you to create your substance solid or italic. Set your headings, incorporate a block quote or a list, as well as make joins. There are no page break or nitty-gritty organizing choice to make print designs. This application is extraordinarily composing and composing as it were. Okay, and first, blue highlights. Curl is recognizing a verb modifier or a qualifier. 2. Purple highlight. Purple highlight a pair. It's a fun complex word that can be supplanted with a less difficult one. And 3. Green highlight are for inflective voice. Yellow highlights significant complex sentence. And the last, red highlights. Red highlights demonstrate an amazingly complex sentence. Mousing over the highlights will remind you of which type of issue has been recognizing, even though as it were a couple of sort of blunders over recommendation for 5. And 4. Once you verb in driving, the desktop form can send out your work in some diverse ways. You'll be able indeed to distribute track to Medium or WordPress. Hemingway scans to moment from Word, docs record, This additionality, the end situation on site composing, thus make it a strong device and composing web content. It's worth noticing, be that as it may, that as it were the desktop form has any spare or export or import functionality at all. On the off chance that you need to analyze the file one, you'll duplicate and glue your work into an out of Hemingway yourself and spare it someplace else.
So, how do you employ the Hemingway app? It's free to test out, so in case it sounds like something you'd like, there's no reason not to play around with it. Hemingway has some nice highlights and could be a great way to check the coherence of your work. So it's valuable for something like a web journal post, exposition, or article, but less valuable for an entire book. The evaluated peruse time and perusing level are supportive measurements are well, depending on the medium you're composing for. The altering highlights, whereas accommodating, seem to utilize some more recommendations for how to progress the content. On the other hand, just working with the Hemingway editor for an amplified period would likely prepare you to spot the source of botches as you're composing, making strides, your self-editing aptitudes, and ideally raising the general quality of your, to begin with, draft. Be that as it may, there are no designing alternatives equipped to work making books. So, on the off chance that you're composing a longer piece, this won't assist you to get your record prepared for publication. For this, you will need to check out our post on other makes of the novel composing computer program. And it certainly isn't double to utilize the free form for leisure work. The other enormous choosing feature is progressing to be how closely your writing fashions takes after the Hemingway guidelines. On the off chance that you're pointing for brief, tight sentence, this app will assist you to trim down your work. But on the off chance that you're not composing to the Hemingway perfect, such as in case you're making a voices piece of fiction or certain sorts of non-fictions where inactive voice is suitable, this app won't have much to offer you.